Usually they.
I just recently acquired that kind of drum.
Oh, I really love this drum. It's I feel like John at the Guitar Center for one of my kids.
I worked there, and that's how I got
That's
the
where you got
drum,
it. That's where it's
because
from.
everything is half price.
Yeah,
Is this yours?
I love this
It
drum.
is.
It's yours? Okay. Do I have this book? A Libro? This would be my Libro? Hidden again, transitions. Go, go, go a little bit.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
In what feels like a perfect metaphor for something, this mic stand is balanced just perfectly, but will topple into my face at some point while I'm speaking.
No.
My name is Rabbi Joey. I'm joined up here tonight by Rabbi Ariel, who is on the move, along with...
And I'm Jessica Cohen.
Billy Perkis. Shabbat Shalom.
Good.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm wondering if anyone here in our physical space or on Zoom or on YouTube who wants to just raise their hand to themselves. Is anyone here for the very first time? Welcome. Please feel free after the service. I would never do this as a shy person, but if you are feeling brave and want to come up and talk to me or talk to Rabbi Ariel, we would love to meet you. Is there anyone who's here for the first time in a long time who's returning to Shir Tikva? Don't hide. Welcome back. Friends, we find ourselves doing what we've had to do way too often, which is to come into Shabbos at a moment where our hearts are torn and bare, where this community in particular, in this country, it is feeling so raw and painful. And what do? We have the invitation to find each other, to find each other's voices. I don't know about you, but hearing our voices just now, hearing that nigun, was one of the first times that I could feel myself coming back into my body in a little while here. We'll take turns. We'll take turns in tears. We'll take turns singing. We'll take turns singing in key. We'll take turns singing out of key. Part of why Jews pray together is because we do not have it perfectly. Some of us will have the strength tonight, and some of us will need to be supported. That's the challenge, and that's the opportunity of what we get to do together, to hold each other in this space and find holy rest so we can get back into whatever mode of fighting and love and care this week ahead calls to us. How does that sound? Do we feel ready for it? And to get us into that space, we have just this tremendous opportunity of simcha. I would love to invite up Chef. I would love to invite up Stu and Henry up to the bima. Stu and Wendy. Oy, oy, oy. I was going to do that. Oh, I know.
You have to sit down here. I can figure this out when you go there.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Can you fit?
Funny.
Come on up. Come on up.
Part the seats. It's a miracle.
You can find the blessing for candle lighting on page 2 in your Siddur. Okay, guys. Or Chef, could I ask you to be a lighter honor? You're going to put that in there and then go like that. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Wendy and Stu, I'll have the honor of getting to bless you all on your anniversary in all of about 30 seconds.
Okay.
But stay up here, stay
1
warm.
second for each year.
Yeah. But before we do that, Chef, I have the opportunity to bless you on your entering formally into this community, into entering the Jewish people. And I would ask everyone, we will sing joyously at the end of all of our blessings tonight. Chef, I had the chance to walk with you on your holy journey towards conversion and grounding firmly in a community that's been a big part of your life for so long. And tonight, I want to bless you with the following. May this tradition for you be like a lake at dusk in summer. May Torah call out towards you like a chorus of frogs. May tefillah soothe you like waves lapping at your toes. And may the community hold you like a sunset beyond words, just color and warmth. And we're going to scream at the top of our lungs, Mazal Tov, together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Mazal Tov! Wow, that was good. Oh, gosh. Wendy and Stu, I get to bless you on your 30th anniversary. I think the following says everything about the two of you all in your relationship. When I was speaking to these guys earlier this week, they told me, yeah, big deal, 30 years. Really, we're aiming for 60. That's what this is about. So on this anniversary, I want to bless you with a Hebrew word that carries the value not of 30, but of 60. Gimel Nun Zayin, Ganaz, meaning to hide or store away or to build up a treasure. The word is the derivative of the word Geniza, a place where we store our holy stuff. Stu and Wendy, I want to bless you with another 30 years of building up the treasures of your relationship, of hiding away and storing the sweetest of memories, the laughter with your kids, a smile of your beloved, the feeling of rest that comes from spending your time with the person that you love the most. And I think we should sing together. Simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov. Yehelanu, 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 Uvechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, yehelanu, Uvechol Yisrael. You all, it is not an insignificant thing to offer your joys, your blessings up in community right now at a time where our hearts need to be filled. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's sing together, page 12. Lechu leranena l'Adonai na'ariyah letzor yisheinu nekadema fanav v'todah bizmiro na'ariyah lo l'Adonai continue on page 13.
Shiru l'Adonai, Shir Hadash, Shiru l'Adonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basru Meyom, Yeshuato, Sabru Bagoyim, Gevodo, Bechol Ha'amim, Nifleotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, U'Meod, Norahu, Al Kol Elohim, Ki Kol Elohei, Hamilelim, Adonai, Shamayim Asah, Od Hadar, Lefanav, Oz Tiferet, B'mikdasho, Yisrahu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz, Yiram hayam, U'velo, Ya'alot Shaddai, V'chol asher bo, Az yiradenu, Kol aseyah, Lifer Adonai, Kiva, Kiva, Lishbot haaretz, Lishbot evel, Betzedek, Be'amim, Be'emunato. Ya la 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 la. Ya 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 la la la. Ya ya la ya la 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 la. Ya 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 la la ya la la.
We're going to turn together to page 332 as we sing Yedid Nefesh.
Yedid nefesh avarachaman, Yedid nefesh avarachaman, Meshochavtecha, El ratzonecha, Meshochavtecha, Yadadadai, El ratzonecha. Yedid nefesh avarachaman, Yedid nefesh avarachaman, Meshochavtecha, El ratzonecha, Meshochavtecha, Yadadadai, El ratzonecha. Yarutz avdecha kemo hayam, yishtachaveh ya la 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 el muladarecha. Yarutz avdecha kemo hayam, yishtachaveh
I would love to ask, who in this room has had a hand in raising kids at Shir Tikva, whether that is because they grew up in your house or because you were a teacher or because you have been helping raise up kids in this, or are currently? First, I want to say thank you. Really, thank you. And I want to say thank you because those of you who didn't raise your hands, I know as someone who's raising kids in this community, you are all raising the kids of Shir Tikva. So just a radical reframe. But I think it was because of having Wendy and Stu and, hold on for 1 minute, my baby. Or do you want me to do something else? I love you too. And Chef on the Bima. But this feeling of generations has been really, really alive for me in this space. And I wanted to invoke the kids of this community, which was helpful. There they are. But the ones who have been here, who have sung Yadid Nefesh for decades, who have filled up this space and who continue to fill up spaces, God willing, on Mea V'Esrim, all over this country and this world. I want to say thank you to the grown-ups who made that possible. And also that feeling, each of us was a kid, is a kid. And to get access to this space where our voices are so welcome, where we are invited every week to say, let it loose, Ana B'choach, let it loose, and come into Shabbat, that each of us, from grown-up places or kid places, can say, okay, like I'm here, this is okay, like I can pour my voice out and let it loose in this space. And I want to, as we sing Ana B'choach and as we move into Lecha Dodi, also pray for the safety and grounding and protection for the kids who grew up here and the kids who are persisting. And may we move into this Shabbat and may we just daven peace and grounding down for all of the young people in community. And let's sing together Ana B'choach, which is found on our blue sheets. Will you sing with me?
Ana b'koach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura tatir tzerura kabel rinat tamcha sagvenu dareinu nohora Ana b'koach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura tatir tzerura kabel rinat tamcha sagvenu dareinu nohora ay 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 yirayro ay ay I believe in solid ground until I saw the earth in motion in the winds of steady change and in the rolling ocean Ana b'choach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura tatir tzerura kabel rinat tamcha sagvenu dareinu nohora ay 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 ay
Oh, let us turn to page 20. Oh, let us welcome Shabbat with Lecha Dodi. Aye. And when we come to the 9th verse, we will go out onto 50th Street. We'll rise in body and spirit. Maybe wherever you are, oh beloveds on Zoom and YouTube, maybe you'll feel invited to throw open your window, to go to your door for a moment, just a moment.
Shabbat nekabela, oh lecha mevarayich, Yasi alayich Elohayich, Kimsos chatan al chatan. Ay 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 lechadoli, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 bnei Shabbat, bnei Shabbat nekabela, ay 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 lechadoli, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 bnei Shabbat, bnei Shabbat nekabela, yaminu smol tifros iveit Adonai taritzi, al yad ish ben parsi v'mitzvecha yenagila, ay 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 lechadoli, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 bnei Shabbat, bnei Shabbat nekabela, ay 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 lechadoli, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 bnei Shabbat, bnei Shabbat nekabela, boi בשלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני העם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, ay 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 lechadoli, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 bnei Shabbat, bnei Shabbat nekabela, ay 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 lechadoli, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 bnei Shabbat, bnei Shabbat nekabela. Hinari me'afar, Hinari kumi. Shake the dust,
Shake the dust,
shake the earth,
shake it off and rise.
shake the dust,
Shake the dust,
shake the earth, shake the dust, shake the earth, shake it off and rise. Hinari me'afar, Hinari kumi, Hinari me'afar, Hinari kumi. Shake the dust,
shake the dust,
shake the earth,
shake the earth,
shake it off and rise. Shake the dust,
shake the dust,
shake the earth,
shake the earth,
shake the dust, shake the earth, shake it off and rise. Shake the dust, shake the earth, shake it off and rise.
Oh, let's rise in body and spirit on page 28 as we call each other to prayer.
Ya da da ya 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 ya. Adonai HaMevorach 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 Le'olam
We'll turn to page 30, where we bless a God who brings darkness into this world. I'd like to invite us to take a moment to notice the darkness coming into our space, the shadows that it casts, the colors bordering those shadows. Taking a big breath in together and out.
הוא מעביר יום, הוא מביא לילה, הוא מבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב הרבים.
On page 32, we bless a God who brings love into this world. I'd like to invite folks to bring into their mind and into their heart someone who just fills your heart with love, someone who has shown you care and support in your life. Again, taking a big breath in and out.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו והם נגע יומם בלילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
On page 34, feel free to rise if it's your tradition.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. We turn to page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavcha v'shiratam levanecha v'dibartam ba'am v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochtecha u'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu totafot b'einecha u'ktabtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם. We'll sing together on page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה. יעל הלילה בניך, בוקע הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי ענו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לה לה יאי, יאי לה לה יאי, יאי לה לה יאי, יאי לה לה יאי לה לה, יאי לה לה יאי, יאי לה לה יאי, יאי לה לה יאי.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני קהל ישראל.
We turn together to page 42, where we sing for peace and protection. And it feels like this week more than ever, the protection that exists is not external. It is the protection that we give to each other by being neighbors to each other, by being neighbors to those who need us in community right now. It is so hard and it is so scary. And I feel the vibrant strength of not only Shir Tikva, but this community as a whole, the Twin Cities as a whole. There's more to say, and we'll give some indications of actions that folks can take over our communications and in our announcements tonight. But the work that we get to do in Tefillah is really feeling in both to the vulnerability, to the shakiness, to the fear, but also to the vitality that runs through this community, through our words, and through what we can do together. We'll sing together on page 42.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom ve'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha v'tavnenu b'etzem tova milfanecha. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom ve'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha v'tavnenu b'etzem tova milfanecha. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom ve'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha v'tavnenu b'etzem tova milfanecha.
We move together towards quiet prayer. We'll begin together in song on page, oh no, we are not quite there. This is what happens when you take a week off. We'll turn together to page 44, rising or rooting.
Rabbi Joey, we're always almost ready for private prayer, right? We're just a little bit less ready than we will be in the page.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. בששת ימים ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא
Shvi, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Lasot et HaShabbat leDorotam Berit Olam, Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Lasot et HaShabbat leDorotam Berit Olam.
We'll join together on page 46 as we make our way into silent prayer.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו
In a moment, we'll pray for healing. You can find our prayer for healing at number 2 on your blue sheet. But before we do that, I invite folks in our physical space on Zoom to speak or type forward the name or names of people that you're praying for tonight, people that are coming into your heart and who are in need of healing. I'll take a quick look around the room as my eyes pass you. Please feel free to say the name or names of anyone that's on your heart today we're praying for.
Oh, good Shabbos. So Jim Stevens of Jonesboro, Tennessee, went out to his Isuzu pickup truck every morning for 2 weeks in 2009 and saw what appeared to be the face of Jesus in the condensation on the driver's side window. And I have seen the picture, and indeed, looks like Jesus. A miracle! Floridian Diana Dicer in the 90s took a bite out of her grilled cheese sandwich. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Wow, really? Cool. And saw the image of a Virgin Mary staring back at her. And you know this, I don't need to tell you. Diana kept the sandwich on her nightstand for over 10 years, where it remained mold-free Further proof of the miracle or of preservatives. It also sold some years later for $28,000. But that is not a miracle, that's capitalism. You don't often hear about Moshe Himmelstein of Borough Park finding a kreplach in the shape of the Holy Tabernacle. Or Goldie Schwartz of Boca Raton seeing the image of Moshe seared into one of her blintzes. This isn't, but we're looking. Yeah, we had the parting of a Red Sea and a burning bush that was not consumed, but that was back in biblical times when we were still on more speaking terms with God. And as time went on and our relationship with God became distant through the destruction of the temple and life in exile, the rabbis of Talmud had a harder time accepting the idea of miracles that went against the law of nature, except, of course, in the case of Hanukkah, where the rabbis tell us about the rededication of the temple following the victory of the Maccabees over the Seleucid Empire, when there was only enough consecrated oil to fuel the eternal flame. But miraculously, that oil burned for 8 days and 8 nights, which sounds more like when your toothpaste lasts longer than you think it will, but we'll call it a miracle. So I'm not burying the lead. I was never so impressed by this Hanukkah miracle. Of all the miracles in our tradition that we could have placed the center of our holiday honoring miracles, we chose the one where a little oil stretched to last a day longer, or where we triumphed militarily over assimilated Jews, which should make us quite worried. But yet, even with this less than satisfying representation of miracles, every year we stand before the Chanukiah with people, God willing, that we love, to light candles and to bless on miracles. Because as skeptical as we might be, and yes, we are, we still long for miracles, right? Don't you ever secretly hope that one Pesach, Elijah will actually walk through the door? Or that you find yourself staring at Miriam's cup on the table, hoping it will somehow miraculously empty itself of water? Or maybe you're longing for a miracle more along the lines of hearing the words, "You're in remission," from your doctor. Finally getting a response to one of the letters you faithfully mail every year to your sister or your son who hasn't spoken to you in 12 years. Or maybe your miracle looks like freedom from ICE on our streets, looks like liberation and safety and self-determination for every person. So what is it? What is it that we're actually blessing when we recite the special prayer for Hanukkah? We say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. Blessed are you, God, who has made miracles for our ancestors in those days, bayamim hahem bazman hazeh, made miracles for our ancestors in those days at this time. So from first reading, it seems like we're praising only the miracles that happened to our ancestors in those days during the time of Kislev, this month. But there's that redundancy, right? Bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. There's a redundancy in the prayer that Rabbi Mordechai ben Avraham Yofi, a 16th century legal scholar and descendant of Rashi, picks up on and suggests that this phrase has a double measure of praise both for the miracles performed in ancient days and also for the countless hidden miracles that are constantly happening every day, bazman hazeh, in our lives. So, we've got to ask, what are they? Right? As Jews and modern-day skeptics, in a world where seas don't part and bushes don't burn unconsumed, how are we meant to relate to the idea of miracles, bazman hazeh, in these days? So let's turn to the story of Joseph for some illumination. Because every year at the same time that we celebrate Hanukkah, Torah introduces the character of Yosef, of Joseph, Jacob's favorite son. So what might his story, a story that begins this week in Parshat Vayeshev and spans 4 weeks, it's the longest we get of a single, and he's not even one of our avotenu, he's not technically one of our avot, Interesting, but we get so much story. What might it have to teach us about miracles? So, do you remember Joseph? A little. You know, he's that teenager who's kind of into himself, who elicits envy and murderous hatred from his brothers, that guy. So we'll travel together through the story over the course of the next weeks, but for now, I want to remind you how his brothers leave him in an empty pit, from which he survives, and he's sold into slavery and is then imprisoned. And Pharaoh liberates Joseph after he interprets Pharaoh's dreams, foretelling a great famine, and makes him second in command over the land of Mitzrayim. And Joseph and his brothers eventually reconcile, and the whole family ends up living together in Egypt. Great, now we don't have to talk about it. No, we will. So towards the end of this epic story, Jacob dies, and Joseph and his brothers are on their way back from burying their father in Canaan, as had been his final wish. And our Torah, the text reads, Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, and they said, what if Joseph will hate us and will pay us back the evil which we did to him? They've reconciled. They're on their way back home, and Midrash asks, what did the brothers see that made them so suddenly afraid? Midrash notices this quirk, this strange question that the brothers ask, and it takes off running with its own interpretations to explain them. Midrash goes on to describe that Joseph, in this moment of the travel, had turned off the road that he and the brothers were traveling on, and he notices that he's standing before the pit that his brothers had thrown him into. And the brothers notice this, and they're terrified that Joseph is looking at this pit, and they assume that he's about to get angry as he recalls the torment that they had inflicted on him in exactly that place so many years before. But Midrash imagines that rather than plotting revenge, Joseph is standing over this pit, staring into the depths, and he blesses. Baruch makom she'asa li nes b'makom hazeh. Blessed is the makom, the place, the source, who made a nes, a miracle for me in this place. So I have to ask, what's the miracle? Is it that he once lay in that pit and then was there standing, miraculously freed? Was it that he rose in wealth and power from a lowly shepherd turned slave turned prisoner to being second to Pharaoh? Was it the accuracy of his dream interpretation that saved a world from famine? The fact that he had reconciled with his brothers who had once wanted nothing more than to leave him in that spot? Was the miracle his survival? Perhaps the miracle Joseph is blessing at that pit is about how he chose to live his life in light of that survival, rather than the miracle of his survival itself. The fact that the pit did not narrow his life, but opened him all the way up to live all of his chapters, dreamer. Yes? Hi. I love you, friend. Thanks, Alma Balma. Yeah, all the chapters. To change and be changed. To bridge the distance between him and his brothers, and to mend the literal and figurative torn fabric of his family. So what was that miracle? We are in the pit. We are in the pit. We are facing destruction and danger on our streets and in our capital. We are finding our way through. And I want to pray on miracles with you. Bayamim hahem, bazman hazeh. I pray that we stay alive to the possibilities of newness, of life, even in this, our narrow place, that we call out, that we organize, that we weep, that we rage, that we let ourselves feel trapped, and then find the way out. May we be like Joseph, who finds his way out of his prison with his dreams. Let's not forget. The key to his prison is his dreams. May we be like Joseph, with access to tears and blessing, even as we live, God willing, long and complicated lives. May we be like Joseph, not just surviving, but remembering and transforming. May this Hanukkah be filled with miracles for each of us. Shabbat Shalom. Ugh, can we bless each other? Even that. I'm going to be so annoying now. A miracle. I apologize in advance. Oy, oy. So we'll sing. I really do invite you, if you want to just hold yourself or hold someone's hand or just get a little bit closer. It's a cold season. We need each other. And then I'm so grateful to our friends on Zoom. God willing, pour down your blessings. Hamalach hagoel oti, Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hane'arim, v'yikarev hahem shemi, v'shem avotai, v'shem avotai, Avraham v'Yitzchak, v'yidgu larov, b'kerev haaretz, yisimchem Elohim kesara, kerivka, kerachel uchelea, כפריים וכי מנשה, יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאה אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. יללי, יללי, יללי. May we find company in the pit, and may we lead each other out of it. May we see the way out of the hole we are in. May we see the potential for miracles every day. May we find the keys to our liberation in our dreams. May we remember that each of us is a miracle. May our dreams give us direction as we find our way out of the pit. May we remember to take our whistles when we leave the house. May we dream rich and full and deep in these dark days. May we give thanks for Nisim B'chol Yom, for the miracles every day. May we not leave anyone behind. May we all find ways to continue to transform what we need to. May we metabolize our grief. May we have the energy to fight back often, and may we take turns so that we need not all have energy at once. May we remember that we don't have to do this alone. May we be as merciful as Yosef and as clever as Yehuda. May we keep grounding and regrounding ourselves so that we act out of solidarity and intention and courage. May we stay open to the possibility of miracles within us, between us, around us. May we find miracles, and may we be a miracle for others. May we see the face of God in one another, or the face of Moshe in a latka. Thank you. May we fully work with the resentments and anger in order to transform them. They need not be unchanging. May our dreams and our loves be so bountiful. Kain yehi ratzon, yalalai, 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 lalalai, yalalai, 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 My 4-year-old gave me a zine that Anthony so wonderfully folded at the back table that someone else printed out. Like, let us talk about miracles in the everyday. May there also be the miracle of these zines not being necessary, but until they are, and all the way through it, may we continue to create this chain of mutual aid that allows a 4-year-old who does not yet know how to read. Let us hold these in our hands, in our hearts, and act the way we need to get out of this time. Yasher koach zu minyan. Those were nourishing. So good to remember that we can be kind and we can be connected through this time. Let's sing some more. We'll turn together to page 284 as we begin to conclude our service.
El levavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, hashevota v'hashevota, el levavecha, ki Havaya, ya Elohim, ya Elohim.
You may be seated. We turn to Kadisha Tom. It's the custom of our community to pause before reciting the names of our community to remember that people continue to die in Gaza and all around Israel-Palestine. There were over 260 attacks in olive orchards in October in the West Bank. There are escalating attacks on the border with Lebanon. People continue to die and be killed in Gaza every day. We are alert, we are grieving, we are determined. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. It's the custom in our community to share stories of the people we're remembering. Thank you so much for sharing stories of the people you're remembering. Bear with me for a moment as I pull our list up. So we are honoring and observing the recent deaths, even before burial, of Charmaine Parnell, friend of Rachel Pollacky.
Charmaine was a warm hearth. She was one of the kindest people that I knew. No matter what you needed, she was there. She was one of the directors of Convergence with me, and she was helping mentor me in this first year of my position. She laid a lot of the groundwork for stuff that I was taking over and that I will now have to take over. And nobody's going to be able to fill her shoes. But we will be able to love on each other the way she would have.
We also observed the recent death of Lorraine Giddis, mother of Jolene, mother-in-law of Stephen Miles and grandmother of Erica and Esme Giddis Miles, and beloved member of Shir Tikva. We're in Shloshim for Paula Jean Montague, aunt of Darcy Gabriel, Tom Wiener, brother of Deanna, Fern Gershon, mother of Carly and Steve, and mother-in-law of Kenyon Barnett and Adele Hall, and grandmother of Leora and Nina. We observe the yahrzeits of Rosalind Berlin, mother of Daniel, Evelyn Brooke, grandmother of Eric, Robert Burton, grandfather of Shira, Diane Cooperman, mother of Hillary, Sharon Deutsch, mother of Tracy, Beth Dvorak, mother of David, Dorothy Eisner, mother of Marion, Merwin Feinsott, dad of Jody Gordon, Samuel Glassman, great-grandfather of Sarah, Malika Henry, sister of Wendy Henry, and Stu.
So Malika was my sister. She's passed away for a while. She was a very bright, creative, she's a wonderful dancer. She lived a difficult life for a long time, but found life near the end of her life. Love near the end of her life.
Same thing.
Pamela Katz, beloved aunt of Kate Sinicone.
She loved like it was a fairy tale, like epically, and I still miss her every day.
Louis Kistner, grandfather of Leslie Caffarelli, Alex Cowler, grandmother of Emmett and Eben and mother of Peter, Benjamin Levitt, grandfather of Dana Bennis, Freya Meyer, grandmother of David McCarthy, Lois Joy Miller, mother of James and Robin, Peter Montgomery, beloved member of Shir Tikva, Hans Munzer, father of Deborah Munzer Doy, Benjamin Pollock, brother of Rachel Pollocky,
I'm torn between two things. One, Ben was incredibly passionate, and he would say that teaching is the most important thing he did, and it had to matter every day. And the other part is that he would harmonize with his toothbrush, his electric toothbrush. Just two wonderful facets of him.
and Matthew Pollock, grandfather of Rachel Pollocky. It was a big week.
It's been a rough week.
Yeah.
Pop was the grandparent who taught me to go for life. When he would go on trips, like way before this was easy to do, he would take pictures and videos and put together little things to show everyone when he came back home. Like he wanted you to be a part of his life.
Helen Resnick, mother of Michael. Dr. Fillmore Rodich, uncle of Jerry Katz. Morris Sassone, grandfather of Michael. Norman Silver, birthfather of Dan Kessler. B. Suckerman, beloved member of Shir Tikva. Swanee Thompson, great-grandmother of Linnea Peterson. Kathy Turk, sister of Mary. And Myra Woods, wife of Kelly Casey. And I wonder, are there others that you're remembering tonight whose names you'd like to share?
I'd like to stand up and address all of you because this has been a pretty important time for all of us as a community. I work as an interpreter and as an end-of-life care specialist and death doula. And I can't tell you how many times I've gotten emails and phone calls this week, this month, from families who have folks in immigration detention centers or have folks who are in immigration proceedings and asking, what do we do when they won't send us the bodies back? And what do we do when we don't know if our loved ones are dead or alive? And I don't have the answers. The US government doesn't have the answers. I don't know who does. But what I do know is that There are people everywhere who were grandparents and brothers and sisters and fathers and daughters whose names we won't know because they've been erased. And I ask you and I plead with you to remember the Jewish people when we were in this position and how we wished that somebody would do something. We have the ability to do something right now, and it's more than just clicking a link or making a phone call to a senator. It's showing up with our whistles, with our bodies, and with our voices to say that this cannot continue. For the sake of communities everywhere, Somali communities, Latin communities, immigrant communities everywhere, I don't know if I can take any more of these phone calls. And I ask that you please check in on your neighbors. Just knock on a door, leave some flowers, leave a cookie, it doesn't matter. These are people who they're never gonna come back and we're never gonna know what happened to them. And when I say Mourners Kaddish, I know that I'm gonna be thinking of all of them, as well as all your loved ones, and hope that peace was found in death, at least.
My very dear friend Jackie Trudeau died 3 months ago, exactly, either today or yesterday. And we talked every day at 5 o'clock. And I miss her very much. And she was somebody who I knew before I knew Stu. As a matter of fact, I said very angrily to her when I was about 40, Jackie, am I ever going to meet somebody? And she looks at me straight. She goes, absolutely. And I go, when? And she goes, spring. Well, I met Stu on March 5th. And we were married December 3rd. And that was 30 years ago. So, thank you, Jackie.
My mom's and Chana's grandma's yard site's coming up, and I was just thinking about, she was a really funny person. At her memorial, she was described as it was like living a little bit like living with Lucille Ball. But one thing that I was just thinking about, because it's so close to Hanukkah, when she was in memory care at the end of her life. And well, before that, she was in independent living. It was a Jewish senior facility, and she looked around. She's like, "Oh, there's a lot of Jews. It looks like here." and then she would have matzo ball soup every Friday night. But the only thing she could remember was the Hanukkah blessing. So every Friday night she would do the Hanukkah blessing over her matzo ball soup.
Um, 15 years ago today, my grandpa passed away, and I'm so lucky my dad and aunt are here from out of town today. Two things that I'll share about him. One, he was an amazing texter, ahead of his time, and early on when I had a flip phone, I got these long messages from him about all he'd been up to. And then the second was that he probably let me drive the gator on the farm ahead of my time.
This last week, I was celebrating the 8th yard site of my great-grandfather, Arnold Lemons. He was the second husband of my great-grandmother, and vice versa for her. And he was kind of a cranky old man, but I still loved him a lot, and he was really funny, and had a dry sense of humor, and was a World War II veteran, and was on the beaches of Normandy. But he never talked about it like so many, specifically male veterans of that era. And then coming up at the end of the month is my great-grandmother's yard site. probably one of the most loving and thoughtful members of my family on either side. And you could really tell when her funeral came around, like how much people really cared for her, because of how much care she gave to others. And just, I think about her a lot in times of like community and like when we need to come together. And during Rabbi Ariel's talk today about miracles, because for her, miracles were what you do for people every day. And I really think about that as something I try to stick to, is that any small thing you can do for another person, or a big thing, that's a miracle potentially for them.
My uncle Tom passed away 3 days ago, and we were very close, and he was actually part of the reason that I came to Judaism. I converted when I was 16, and I hadn't set foot in a synagogue for almost a decade, but when he passed away, I felt a compulsion to be with people who could support me, who would support me spiritually and emotionally, and trying to find my faith again in a more direct, participatory way than I think I'd sort of let myself pass by. But his passing reminded me of the kind of life that he lived and he cared about and he wanted me to live and care for. So I appreciate him for that.
My cousin, Marcel, passed away on Tuesday. Also, hi. This is my first time here. Thank you for being so welcoming. Marcel was the first member of my family to leave Orthodoxy, and she became an original bra burner in New York City. Cousin, I think, doesn't do the relationship I had with her justice. And shortly before she passed away, she found out that her son and his partner were pregnant with the first grandchild on that side of the family, which is our little miracle, I guess. Thanks.
Hi. I wasn't planning on talking, but I don't know the exact yard site of when my father passed away, but considering today was talking about Joseph, and Joseph was one of his names, I just want to say something because I know it was around this time of year. I loved my father, and he passed away when I was 9, but in those 9 years, he literally gave me everything and all that he had, and he lived a really difficult life, but he managed to do a lot for me in spite of that, and I am grateful every single day for what he did give me and for the years that I had with him. So, yeah.
I'm going to invite us as a community, please, to rise in body and spirit as we say Kaddish. It's found on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amad divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kusha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tishbechata v'nechemata, Damiram be'amav v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, uyaseh shalom.
Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. You may be seated. I'm so honored to get to invite up Samantha Roller to do some announcements, offer some announcements on behalf of the community. And I just want to say, as we move into Chanukah, for all of you who are in mourning, for all of you who are feeling that acute sense of missing somebody before your Chanukah, just know that you are supported. And if you need actual support or accompaniment, please reach out to Rabbi Joy or myself.
Good Shabbos, friends.
Good Shabbos.
My name is Samantha Roller, congregant, proud board member here at Shir Tikva, and it is such a sweet blessing to be with you all this evening. I'm really feeling the warmth of this community when it's so cold outside. We're dealing with ice, all kinds of ice, but no, truly a blessing to be together. Thanks to our rabbis, our prayer leaders this evening, Gordon, Sam, the McComb Minion, Julie Jacobs, and Laurie Sweet. Thanks to our ushers. Shout out to Aaron back there, our Shomrim, Davey, Security, for their steady presence. You can find all of our Shir Tikva programming updates in the weekly e-news. And tomorrow we'll be joined for our Shabbat morning services by Jamie Baran, CEO of Bend the Ark. Come to Shul at 10:30, Jamie's words at 11:30, and then bring food for the following potluck. Next Shabbos is the Laka Community Laka off. The sign up is on the door back there. And you can bring your favorite Laka recipe, topping, or side to share. And you can add your name to the sign up list during Oneg. Our soil tenders and Sanctuary and Immigrant Justice Committee invite you to donate to Ayala Lead's short-term food drive in Shir Tikva's vestibule from now till December 17th to support our Somali neighbors who have increased risk and fear when leaving their houses. We particularly need sealed, halal canned vegetables, fruits, pasta, rice, dry grains, peanut butter, and canned protein. Meal boxes, cereals, bottled water, and juice packs also help. You can learn how to become a rapid responder and legal observer to protect our vulnerable neighbors with Monarcha ICE Upstander training this Sunday, December 14th at 4 p.m. at Partnership Academy in Ridgefield. See the Shabbat message for more information. And please mark your calendars for January 11th, 4 to 6 p.m. at Shir Tikva, where another Sanctuary and Immigrant Justice Committee is hosting Monarcha for another upstanding training. And if you don't already have a whistle to blow when you see ICE in your neighborhoods, we invite you to pick one up in the Oneg Hall, along with a companion zine explaining how and when to use it. Good Shabbos.
Thank you so very much. So I just want to invite you, if you're like, yes, I want to get involved, like in whatever way that that's possible for you, please get in touch with Jace, who can help connect you with our soil tenders, with our Sanctuary and Immigrant Justice, with our Caring Committee, because I just want to say that also the work that our Caring Committee is doing is so essential as a real bond in our community. I see Caroline, and I want to give you the mic.
Yeah, I just want to, as long as I'm here, a quick thing. So I'm a co-chair of the Caring Committee, and we have lots of meals, so if people are feeling they want extra meals in their lives, please let us know. We have them in our freezers. We have a program for visitors. If you would like a visitor, you're feeling lonely, you can reach out to one of the rabbis and they'll give us the name and we'll pair you up. If you know somebody who you think would like a visitor, let us know. So we have this program going. You know, we have meal trains. If you know people want shivas, you know, even if your family member's not Jewish, but you're Jewish and you want to honor them that way, you know, reach out to the rabbis that way too. Thank you.
Yes, the January 11th Monarcha training will be here in the sanctuary. We hope to see you all here. Can we just, it wouldn't be me unless I was like, let's take a breath together. But as we get ready to bless this grape juice and challah, and as we get ready to mingle and get to spend a little bit of time together, I just want you to be able to absorb a little bit of this feeling of being in space together in this multimodal space, connected, determined, and attentive to one another. So, Yasher Koach, thank you so much to Jessica and to Billy, and we'll bless.
You can find the blessing on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam barei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitzanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh Zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta im kol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon Hinchaltanu, Brucha at Shechina, Mekadeshet HaShabbat. Beautiful challah. Thank you so much to Luna. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'avon. We'll end in song.
Join in this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. In the darkest time of year, I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, in the darkest time of year, I'm gonna let it shine. In the darkest time of year, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. With my friends and family, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, with my friends and family, I'm gonna let it shine. With my friends and family, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. In good times and trouble too, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, in good times and trouble too, I'm gonna let it shine. In good times and trouble too, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.